find the right point, not too early in the process, otherwise they get distracted by the fact that the draft doesn't
Right.
look right or something like
Yeah.
that, right?
Ultimately, we moved on to using TestFlight to just handle getting versions back and forth between the different teams. And it was probably about halfway through our various TestFlight versions where we then included the client into
Can
the
you
test
tell, for anyone who doesn't know what TestFlight is, tell people what it is?
TestFlight is a way of basically remotely deploying apps for testing, for beta testing to people inside of your development provisioning profile.
Yeah, so the challenge is with Apple, apps have to be signed, and device for beta testing when it's not in the App Store, devices have to be provisioned to be able to install that app. So TestFlight is a tool that we typically use to help automate the registering of devices and then distributing the app to the beta testers.
And Android's a little bit different. Android you can download direct to the device.
You can download directly. You can also use TestFlight too.
Right. Okay. Questions? What do we have on the development side of things? Okay. Any more? Oh, go ahead.
Did you decide, were there some points, in the early design process where you had to evaluate if you wanted to go with more web-based tools and the kind of rapid PhoneGap versus building it natively? What did you end up doing?
Yeah, we did very early on. We kind of kicked around the potential idea of using PhoneGap for this, but in the end, we decided, since it was such a device-specific kind of user interface, we weren't going to get necessarily the benefits that we would otherwise get out of something like PhoneGap, where you could do more of a neutral user interface and kind of, straddle both platforms. So we would have had to do two probably UI designs anyway, and at that point, the justification kind of starts to equal out. And plus, just in general, while PhoneGap is a great product, you still do get better performance, and everything's a little bit smoother with native